Good morning and welcome to Shamanic Sundays.
Buenos dias.
Good to see you, Dad, and good to see all of you out there in our community of relatives, all our relations out there. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for showing up for yourself, for us here today, for all of us who may listen to this at a future time in the world. And thank you for showing up for our world. Thank you for all you do. To you, Poppy, and each of you out there. Thank you. So could you start us off in addition to that with a prayer of gratitude, please, Dad?
Gratitude for this breath of life. Gratitude for sacred now. Gratitude to you, Creator, wisdom, power of the universe, who gives us this breath and the beautiful creation and the opportunities of a human incarnation. We remember, give thanks for our ancestors. Wouldn't be here without you. Honor the ancestor spirits of the land we live on, our families, our communities, our teachers, our healers. Thank you for all the gifts of grace in our life, the angels of protection. May we grow stronger in our lives and for the world that needs more healing, light, and love. May we polish up our stardust with this day we're given to show up and do our part to help heal the sacred hoop of life. May it be so.
Oh, thank you. So this morning when I was doing my my morning prayers, I ended up feeling really called into the spirit of the South and surrendering, trusting, and shedding the skin of the past, shedding the skin of the past to really be able to be present and in flow with right now, which we talked about on last week's Shamanic Sundays. If of interest, you can find it on YouTube or on the whatever podcast platform you listen to. But it made me think of how we get so stuck in some of the old stories that we carry from our ancestors, from relatives who are alive today, from current challenges, whatever stories that we think make us up, and how important it is to be able to like unblock that energy flow. You know, as you think about shedding the skin of the past, how do you do that without letting the energy flow? And so I wanted to just take a minute for everyone to take a couple deep breaths and really feel the energy moving up. Like if you can, if it works for you, to put your feet flat on the floor and maybe open your palms, your hands up, and just shoulders down and back and soft belly. And as you take a breath, just at your own pace, but breathing in, feeling, you know, the energy moving up through all the different points of your body, from your toes up through your feet and legs, shins, knees, quadriceps, your hips, your glutes, your pelvis, your center, and into your chest, your back and your heart, just feeling that breathing flow as you're breathing in and out, and noticing if there's any stuck points in any of your chakras, your flow points where there's not flow. Your shoulders, your neck, down your arms, your hands, up through your throat, your face, your eyes, your third eye, your mind, top of your head. And when you feel ready, one more big cleansing out breath, flowing up through your back and letting it come out through your front of your body, and then opening your eyes to join us back here and thinking back where did I feel some stuckness? And then Poppy, if you could guide us in a little bit of how to link in shamanic principles and nature's wisdom to help us unblock those stuck points and really shed the skin of the past, that being the goal of today's reflection. How do we shed the skin of the past? So.
While shedding the skin of the past, picking up the medicine teachings of the past that we want to carry into now, that inform and empower us and help us polish up our stardust from the lessons we've learned in the past. But shedding the skin of the past in relationship to attachment, to stories and beliefs of negativity and limitation that aren't based in truth, and the energies of wounds from the past, breathing into those places and releasing and letting go. Cleansing breath out, releasing energy that's literally no longer needed for our well-being in this moment of being alive. The opportunity to choose what we want to experience, what we want to co-create, what kind of experience we want to co-create with the Great Spirit who gives us the breath of life. Choose consciously. Do I want to experience suffering, constriction, inflammation, tightening? And if so, allow the energy that comes in with the breath to flow into those old stories and ego identities, stories and thought forms of limitation and judgment that close our hearts, the consequence of which is suffering. Give all the energy to believing those thoughts and stories, negativity, judgment, guilt, shame, blame, attack are true and deserved. Making a clear, conscious choice what we want to experience at this moment of being alive. The choice is, I think I've had enough suffering in my life. Thank you. I'd like to instead open up to the experiencing being alive right now, connecting with joy inside, gratitude inside, remembering that grace.
Wait, Dad, I'm gonna ask you to pause for a second on that too. That was like, let's just pause on the importance of, I've had enough suffering. Thank you. I'm gonna let go. I mean, we can't help what comes at us. So none of us really can control what happens, but we can always control how we respond, of course. And so to just acknowledge and bring that in more for each of us, like, thank you. I've had enough suffering. I'm okay. I don't need any more right now. Yeah.
Making it clear to see.
Yeah, yeah. And then on a really practical thing, if I could just ask you, Dad, obviously, folks, we're not in the same room together for today, but if you could just keep your chin down a little bit, because I'm having a little bit of a hard time hearing you as you lean back. So keep your face closer to your microphone. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for your coaching.
Yes, of course.
Chin down. Chin down. Okay.
Chin. At least you don't have chins. No, I guess if you had chins, that would be the form and it would be beautiful.
Okay, so you want me to keep going?
Sure, might as well.
Might as well. So we're with your help, we're focusing on that clear choice of owning whatever suffering we've had in our lives by whatever cause. In this moment, we'd like to let that go, and instead of suffering, to co-create with spirit and the breath coming in that's clean and fresh and asks, what do you want to create for yourself with what I give you? Opening our awareness to an experience different than suffering. So what would be, listening to your guidance, the wisdom inside of you, everyone listening, what's your sense of what would be the opposite of suffering? Take a moment and listen, see what comes up in your awareness when you bring the focus of your attention to listening. I remember my daughter Kimberly on Vision Quest 2 years ago, the voice coming to her from the mystery. I have all the answers you need. You just need to listen to me more. So listening to that wisdom inside of us, the gift of the universe that we're connected with, the infinite creative wisdom, power of the universe that we always have access to when we step out of identifying the totality of our being with our egos. Just step out of that, just release it, let it go, and open up to the deeper essence of who we are, which is that connectedness with the infinite creative wisdom, power, light, love of the energy of the universe energy. and noticing what comes up in your awareness, opposite from suffering. For me, it's joy and gratitude. Joy in being alive, gratitude for the gifts of grace in my life, gratitude for right now, gratitude for family, gratitude for friends, for teachers, gratitude for all the people, Spirit, you bring me together with, all those listening here now. We're all members of the Starlight Ohana, brought together, not by accident, for us to join our hearts, minds, and spirits into the oneness that we are, empowering ourselves, polishing up our stardust to wake up, wise up, and live the love that we are now. Earlier today, I was thinking about reflecting in my prayers and meditation of guidance I gave to my 3 grandsons to hopefully carry on in their lives. And like the 4 legs of the chair, just have 3 legs, you're not going to be able to be secure sitting on that chair. You're going to be anxious and fearful and tense. But if you have 4 legs, solid legs under the chair, you can relax into the surrender of the chair. So metaphorically, the 4 legs provide security of medicines that support them as they go forward in their lives. Number 1 is live from the love that you are. Live from the love that you are. Practice wisdom. Practice wisdom. Show up and do your part with your gifts to help heal the sacred hoop of life. And the 4th leg is to enjoy your life. Responsibly enjoy your life. And putting attention into cultivating those qualities, those 4 qualities of the chair of security. Opens an Eureka, opens a doorway for an experience different than suffering. For our connectedness with you, Great Spirit, the sacred mystery, Donka, Holy Mother, Tao, whatever name or word we want, image we want to think about you, Creator. Open our awareness to our connectedness with you. And through that connectedness, to empower, polish up the light of joy, gratitude, deep inner peace and serenity. While the waves and the winds clamor about, havoc on the surface, dropping down, deep down inside to the bottom, center of our being, Dantian, our solar plexus, place of life, where there's complete inner peace, deep inner peace, joy, gratitude, happiness, being alive, being the gift of being able to choose what we put our attention into itself, a sign of respect by the creative power of the universe. It gives us the ability to make conscious choices about what we put our attention into. So thank you, Creator, for giving this opportunity, strengthening our ability to do it by our joining right now through Shamanic Sundays. Basic principle of shamanism, of indigenous wisdom, and particle physics is the truth of how we're all interconnected. There's no such thing as a separate thing. And the violence we see in the world comes from the belief, the delusion of perception, separation. Helping to heal that perception, delusionary perception of separation, releasing it, letting it go, because that produces suffering. And opening up to Alaha, sacred unity, in which we are all connected. Thank you, Great Spirit, for gifts and grace in our life. If you want more grace in your life, bring your awareness to what you're thankful for. What's sweet. And send out from your open heart thankfulness energy, the source from which whatever it is you're thankful for comes from. Send those gifts of grace into our lives. Grace grows where gratitude flows. Peace abides, wisdom guides, and love provides. Be open and listen. May this day that we're given to live polish up and shine the stardust that we are, sacred earthy, luminous beings, opening to the truth that we are love, that we are love. Love is for giving and receiving. Amparios, mutual. Thank you. Thank you for all your listening. Blessings on July, Kimberly, for bringing us together. Vaya con Dios. Oh, opening our eyes and coming back into visual presence, and go get them, everybody.
Thank you. Can you repeat one more time that metaphor of like the four legs of the chair, what each leg represents?
Yes. Live from the love you are. Solid leg. One.
Mm-hmm.
Practice wisdom. Right away refers you to what is wisdom, and you have to
Yeah.
And then the third one is honoring the gifts that you have from spirit. Show up in life and do your part to address the wounds of the world. Do your part to use your gifts, help heal the sacred movement. And the fourth leg is enjoy your life. Have a good time. Learn how to responsibly enjoy your life in harmony and balance with the other three legs, which is what wisdom itself is, seeking that harmony and balance. Not one of those is stronger than the other, all equally strong, all equally needed, like the four directions of the medicine wheel, 4 seasons of life. One's not better than the other. They all work when harmoniously together, and they teach us how to be in harmony with them when we humble ourselves and listen to the deeper source than ego, listen to spirit. Oh.
Thank you. So I like as a vision that we can hold for the coming week, like when we're feeling like some old story is coming back to us, we need to do the work of shutting that. We can envision sitting on the chair and what leg feels weak in the moment. Where do I need to like bolster that leg a little bit?
Yeah, and be fierce. I think it's important for me anyway to be fierce in my attention, to paying attention to what comes up into my awareness. So if any of the old stories or identifying my totality as ego, I can be fierce in busting it, seeing it, catching it, pulling the plug, letting it go. No, I let go of suffering, and I open my awareness to love's presence, to spirit's presence, flowing into me now, through me. Oh.
Yeah. So one of the reasons that that we wanted to do Shamanic Sundays in the first place, that one of the main motivators for this was that not everyone's going to go do a plant medicine ceremony in the jungle or the desert or in general, or work with a shaman. And yet the principles that we learn through shamanic practice are so important in today's world. So I just felt called to remind people of that, because I can see in ceremony, can remember a time in ceremony where I literally felt the like shedding of skin, like as a snake sheds its skin, like literally, wiggling out of its body and leaving that behind. And so could you take us on a little visualization of what that might feel like in ceremony and bring it into today for us?
Shedding of skin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's bring our awareness into our skin.
Which is our largest organ, by the way. Many of us forget that our skin is one of our organs, and it's actually the biggest one. So, yeah.
Everybody listening, can you believe how my daughter just interrupted me? Can you believe that? Unbelievable. Let me try to breathe that one out and let go. Okay, so let's bring our awareness into our skin, our epidermis, the outer covering of our physical bodies. That, as you just said, is the largest organ that we have. Covers our entire body. Just noticing our skin, and it holds in, all the powers of physical and physiological function taking place on the inner side of that skin that promotes our health and well-being. So gratitude for all of that wisdom. And the skin, the cells of the skin is actually in a process of continuous change. Of course, the universe itself is in a process of continuous change, and so why should our skin be any different? But the old cells that make up the skin are dying away and fluffing off, and new cells are being rebuilt. So it's an ongoing, constant process. And for those of us who've been walking in the woods or the desert and come across the dried up skin of a serpent, of a snake that's shed its skin, it's a visual reminder of a process, wisdom of nature, of how something that serves us at one time in our life, because of the nature of change, needs to be let go, needs to release, needs to die, needs to be transformed. Adios. Because if it's held onto with attachment, when it's past its time of usefulness, then it starts to constrict life, clog up the pipes, reduce vitality, creativity, and constriction, suffering. So opening up to the truth, wisdom of nature, using the metaphor of the serpent shedding its skin. And it sheds its skin, not with anxiety of, oh my God, I'm letting go of what I need for my life. I better hold on. This is horrible. This is terrible. Freak out. No, letting go, shedding the skin, the old, whatever it may be, on whatever level it doesn't serve our life and identity, patterns of being, ways of meeting our needs, stories about who and what we are, about reality that don't serve our lives, our health, our wellness, our healthy growth toward realizing our highest potentials. That's what needs to go. That's the skin that needs to be released. And when we bring our attention to understanding this process of nature that's in us and that we're in, we can work harmoniously with it. And our awareness will let us know when we listen what needs to be released, what needs to be allowed to die off, to slough off, to let go. So the growth energy, great grandmother growth, Kutsinako, great grandmother growth, invisible growth power, comes up from the earth and blossoms the incredible diversity of flowers and trees and beings. But she wants to grow in us. We do have codes of wisdom built into us through evolution that know how to guide us, a realization of our highest potential. When we humble ourselves, let go of ego, control, attachment to only the thoughts of the rational mind can produce something of worth and open intuition, deeper wisdom, knowing through our connection with spirit. And surrender with faith, trust, humility, and joy when no longer serves it. Open with faith and trust, and humility and joy to what great grandmother growth is bringing to and wants to grow through us, that is for our fullest blossom, greatest good. So gratitude for the serpent people who shed your skin with that faith and trust, power of the South, surrendering faith and trust, and great mystery, seeking to grow us in this life to the highest realization, greatest good, in alignment with the purpose of being here. Spirit gives us. Gratitude to the angels of protection, for all listening, to all you're going to touch. Thank you for showing up to do your part. Here in Symphony. May it be so. Oh, all my relations. We are all related.
Oh, thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for being here again, everyone. Wishing you a beautiful, beautiful week ahead. Remembering that at any point in any of your challenges, you can go back to that chair and think of which one of the legs is off balance. Where do I need to shed something that isn't serving me, and just let it leave it behind you as you know, compost to go back into the earth and help you blossom. So,
Oh, beautiful.
okay.
Beautiful message. Thank you.
Thanks again. We'll see you next week.
Con Dios.
Make sure you remember to check out Tom's books, Dr. Tom Pinkson /books/books. And we'll keep you posted on the new one coming out soon.